Thanks so much for staying with Sunrise Live on E. Now, the International Leadership Development Program, in short, the ILDP, is an intensive action learning program which exposes high-potential senior managers from the wholesale and retail sector to co-learning opportunities in South Africa, the United States, Canada, Europe, China and India. To talk more about this, we're joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the Wholesale and Retail CEO Mr. Dikgole, and Thembi. She's the Pick and Pay Head of Health and Beauty Division and was also the 2010 International Leadership Development Program candidate. You at home, give us a call on 011-537-9333 or 9345. To both of you, thanks so much for joining us. I'm holding you back from reading the teleprompter. She's no stranger to television, so it's good to see that you're making strides as well in the corporate world, because what happens post the glamour and the makeup? How did you decide to make that leap into retail?
Well, I think one of the issues around retail is that many people don't see it as a career, and I didn't see it as a career. So when I joined Pick and Pay, I joined them through their marketing department. Yeah. And then after 2 years there, I realized that the only way to actually understand how retail works, how Pick and Pay works, is really to get into buying. And once you're in it, I mean, it's really one of the most exciting career, because there's so many aspects to retail, and particularly in buying, where a lot of women don't really participate in. I mean, if you love makeup, you can do health and beauty. If you like eating, you can buy the cheese department. And if you like TVs, you can, buy in GMD. So I got into retail by accident, but I think this program and what the Wholesale and Retail CEO is trying to do is literally show people that retail is a career that you can go into purposefully and have so many aspects that you can enjoy. Yeah,
we always talk about critical skill shortages, especially at management level, executive management, and Thembi with the transformation element of it. Is that what inspired the International Learnership Program?
Yes, that's what inspired us to actually start the program way back in 2009. We've now had almost 75 people go through the program, so this is a critical mass. And this year we will have another 40 of the senior managers going on the program. So no one can say after 3-4 years you don't have managers in the retail sector. We've got people like Thembi who have made excellent strides. There are many more who've actually been promoted after they went on this international leadership program. So we believe as a CEO we're making serious inroads, but also making a good contribution to the wholesale and retail sector.
Yeah, and the program itself, Lynn, opens you to other participating at least with international counterparts. What are the learnings? I mean, what are we doing differently in terms of what Canada or the US are doing in retail, Thembi?
Well, I mean, the program literally takes you in South Africa. I mean, they're amazing. You get to have interviews with all the CEOs. I mean, when you have interviews in South Africa, you have CEOs with the CEOs of ABI, Coca-Cola, with the CEOs of big companies, all the retail companies. And then you take the trip over to the US, and we went to Canada, and the guys are lucky enough to go to China and India. And I think what you realize is that our front of shop, we look great. I mean, our stores are beautiful, our tills, how we merchandise, sometimes even better than overseas. What we don't perhaps do very well is the backside of it, like how we get our the trucks to the stores more efficiently, how we pack our stores more efficiently, and of course the customer service is phenomenal. I mean, there it really is, customer is queen. I mean, that is the Pick and Pay ethos, but I think that one of the things that we as retailers in South Africa, and perhaps it's because the consumers are so strong. I mean, the consumers, they do not take any nonsense from retailers, so they demand service. But what is really exciting about the program is that you go and you literally get to experience retail in overseas. I mean, we went to a Walmart distribution center, we met with, and when you get there, you're meeting not with the receptionist, whatever, they're like the CEOs. Ralph Lauren's executive director was there.
And of course you're name dropping now.
Of course I am, naturally, in New York, Manhattan. But I mean, that's like that exposure. Who's going to give you that? Who's going to open those doors for you to, and what it does, it makes you realize that retail is not just an art, it's also a science. So people who go into retail, a lot of people used to go into retail you know, just thinking, it's not really an educated field, it's easy, it's just a packing of the shelf.
Yeah.
But when you go there, you realize, oh boy, this is serious, huh?
Yeah.
You can actually take a skill anywhere in the world.
But how do we then open it up to greater numbers? You're saying about 75 participants, and especially with the rigorous selection criteria. Obviously, not everybody. You have to have proven your mettle before you're selected for this program.
Look, we have another program actually, which is going to be a feeder program called the MDP, Management Development Program. It will be more or less a preparation for the ILDP. Currently we have about 200 supervisors or junior managers going through this program, and next year we'll do another 200. So it's going to be a feeder into ILDP, and that way we believe we are actually expanding the pool of senior people. But of course, this is a very expensive program, Cindy. We're spending close to more than 10 million on this program to send 40 people to India, China. Some will go back to the US and Canada over an eight-month period. This is a serious investment that we as a SETA, together with the wholesalers and retailers, are making, just to make sure that young people also can aspire to be where Thembi is today. It will take a lot of hard work, obviously. It's not an overnight thing. Young people must understand that they are not going to come in 1 year and become a serious buyer like Thembi. It's going to take a number of years. Yeah. But these are opportunities that we believe are open to every person in the sector.
All right, we're going to take a quick ad break, and we'll continue our discussion on the 4th International Leadership Development Program that has groomed the likes of Thembi and many other managers to excel in their sectors. We're speaking to the Chief Executive Officer of the Wholesale and Retail SETA, Mr. Dikgole, and Thembi Mbengashe. She is a Pick n Pay Head of Health and Beauty Division, and also the 2010 International Leadership Development Program candidate. So stay with us. We're back after this.
Here are some of your Facebook comments and questions on the International Leadership Development Program. Valentine Mazorodze says, what benefits does the global study tour give to those taking part? Doesn't the creation of like-minded retailers lead to networking for retail monopoly regimes? Manamulela Mufukeng says they contribute, especially for black Africans, because almost 18 years into democracy, we still do not have a satisfying number of blacks holding managerial positions. Ellen Kachikira says it creates a firm base for those black Africans who have been underestimated and underlooked for the past 18 years. Sipho Eric says, so far, I think they are still in a process of creating job opportunities, and they must ensure that they accommodate skilled and unskilled citizens. Molalo says, what if I want to study just for 2 terms? Is that allowed? And lastly, we look at Tsepo Makolo, who says, surely there will be job creations. The more they acquire skill, the better our economies will benefit and more jobs will be created. Those are some of your Facebook comments. It's back to Cindy in studio.
Thanks so much. To continue our discussion on the International Leadership Program, and we're joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the Wholesale and Retail SETA, Mr. Dikgole, and Thembi Mbengashe, Pick n Pay Head of Health and Beauty Division. Now, you were saying that 2010 you went overseas on this program, all expenses paid, and for 8 months you only expected to what? Shop around, learn as much as you can, have fun in the process.
I wish. I did see the trip and I thought, oh, this sounds exciting. But literally, from the moment you start the program, you are literally having assignments right through. And at the end of the program, you're expected as a team to come up with a program that can really benefit the wholesale and retail SETA as a whole. So it is intensive. I mean, there's a lot of studying, a lot of late nights. At one point, we were like, oh no, we want to go home. We didn't expect this much hard work, but it is amazing because it really elevates your thinking from just normal retail to like seeing retail as an international, seeing yourself as an international player, and seeing that even as a South African retailer, you've got to match international standards.
That's the thing, because wholesale and retail does anchor the South African economy. We have a huge consumer base. And with the benefit that you see from the candidates, your value add or maybe the return on investment, all the money that you've paid in, are you satisfied with the performance of the candidates?
Oh yes, indeed we are, because for instance, Thembi came back and she was promoted after she went on the program. We have one young man who was supposed to be with us this morning. He's now the CEO of Mockels.
Wow.
Maybe people didn't know that. Linda came back on the 2009 program. What we say to organizations that nominate candidates, we say to them, within 2 years, we would like to see a difference in your organization. We would like to make sure that those people who went on the program do get promotion. Of course, we don't prescribe. You know, we sort of talk and nudge the sector, because we can also impose. I think every organization determines who's on the best career path for the organization. But as far as we are concerned as a SETA, one of the reasons we started the program was firstly to address the scarce skills, but secondly to say there are many, especially black people, who are holding very serious senior positions in the wholesale and retail sector. And we hope that maybe 10 years from now we'll have 75 of the ones who went on the program being CEOs of major retailers. But we have to start somewhere as a country. And I think some of the comments from the Facebook people who are commenting are very, very, very encouraging. And as a SETA, we will continue on this track.
Yeah, but the career advancement in retail, it's not something that happens organically. I mean, even if you're hardworking, you're dedicated, there's an expectation. The longer your service at a particular level, and then that will give you the notch, i.e. you have to be a packer for 5 years and then progress to the next level of a cashier, distribution center, or whatever. Is it stagnant like that, Thembi?
That's how, I think you are very right. That's how it was in the past. It was, you know, you kind of had to spend like 15, 20 years in organization to get somewhere. And also sometimes it felt like as black women, if perhaps your level only ended at like as a supervisor, you know, cashier to supervisor. But retail is changed dramatically. It's now really a science. Retail requires educated people, because the level of retail, I mean, you're competing now not just with yourselves and the spaza shop around the corner. There are international entrants in the market now, and they use a lot of scientific methodologies to make themselves bigger, better, faster, giving the customer cheaper prices. So now these days, if you've got the skills, like these programs help you to get, you've got the passion for retail, because it really must be exciting, I believe that you can get in and you can climb really quickly. It's not about waiting 15, 20 years anymore. Yeah,
but we're also perpetuating the culture of being employed as opposed to breeding entrepreneurs, because we know that industry is not able to absorb the many jobless. So does the program cater for somebody who wants to start their own retail outlet, for instance?
Well, for instance, we've just learned that one of the candidates has actually gone on her own. So we're quite encouraged about that, because in our view that is part of transformation. You know, if tomorrow the 75 alumni of ILDP decide to go on their own, it will be a great contribution to the economy and for the sector as well.
Okay.
And just sorry to add, some of the guys who go on the program, they're not just from the big retailers, Pick n Pay, Woolies, Checkers. There are a lot of family-owned businesses who actually apply. So lots of entrepreneurs actually do go onto the program as well, so which is nice.
Yeah. All right. Thanks indeed for your time. Much appreciated. And always good to see you, one of the finest beauties who's still missed on TV, I maintain. Thanks so much, Thembi. Thanks so much, Dikgole. We're speaking to the Chief Executive Officer of the Wholesale and Retail SETA, Mr. Dikgole, and Thembi Mbengashe, Pick and Pay Head of Health and Beauty Division, and also the 2010 International Leadership Development Program candidate regarding this development program. And for more information, you can go to W&RSETA, that's the Wholesale and Retail SETA, W&RSETA.org.za.